House of Assembly lawmakers led by Speaker Amaewhule have departed Nigeria for a tour in the United Kingdom. A statement by Amaewhule's Special Assistant on Media, Amaewhule, confirmed that the lawmakers had left the shores of the country, adding that the visit came after the Speaker declared open the 10th Rivers Assembly legislative tour of the United Kingdom on Friday. He claimed that the legislative tour will allow the House to learn new things outside the shores of Nigeria, which would improve the capacity of the members for the task ahead. The opening ceremony, which was said to be the first day of a 5-day tour, took place in central London and focused on legislative dynamics in presidential and parliamentary systems. Principal officers and members of the House who spoke at the opening ceremony expressed optimism that the tour will provide another opportunity for peer review and gainful insights for parliamentary oversight. Asins, what do you make of this development, this tour in face of River State crisis? You know, one would say, are you putting the horse before the cart?
Well, you see the debacle in Rivers, because for those who are inside River State, they might not really know exactly what this crisis portends for the people of the River State. You know, when you go outside, for instance, you're outside River State, you hear news every time. The moment they mention River State, they say crisis state. So now, when you have this kind of situation, I think they are impremature. They have the right to do whatever they want to do. Insofar as the sponsorship of that trip is maybe their personal boss, they've gone there on holidays or whatever as case may be, it is left to them to do that to cool off. Maybe pending when the 6 months emergency state has been declared, elapsed. But I was of the opinion that by now I should have been seeing parties coming together to juggle and see, if they can arrive at amity, compromises here and there, meetings for peaceful change and coexistence. That is what I was thinking would have been happening. But the two sides right now, none of them is going to sheath their swords. They are still in the battlefield. So in situations of this nature, they've gone, and we cannot begin to question why they have to go, because suspension is 6 months. Legislative duties have been suspended. So they have the right to go into another venture to refresh their memory, etc., as the case may be. So kudos to them. It's another one. Traveling is another form of education, as people say. If you travel, you get educated. If you go out also, it's like you are on sabbatical. You want to go and do 1 or 2 research. One of these universities in UK, Oxford, etc., as the case may be. So it's okay for them. Let them go and rejig themselves, their psyche, psychology, and their mere. Let them go there. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Right. Yes. Now, talking about the visitation and the reason for the visitation, it's they said they went for training. Yes. Now, one would say there is crisis in the states already, even though the last plenary, I think the Amaewhule adjourned Senegal, and but then part of the conditions in this emergency rule, this 6 months emergency rule in River State, is that warring factions have to reconcile.
Yes.
Now, if no reconciliation is done, there is every tendency that this emergency rule will be extended.
Absolutely, yes.
It will be extended. Now, to a large extent, like you said, so far the body language does not even show in any way that both factions or one faction is even willing to come to negotiation table at this point. One would say, considering the impact that this emergency rule has in River State, one would say, when I asked the question, is this a case of putting the cart before the horse? Don't you think this visitation, this training would have been apt when there is, to a large extent, that Rivers people have begun to see that reconciliation is done or genuine efforts are being made by these actors to see that peace returns in truth to River State political ecosystem?
that is what we crave for. That is what every Rivers citizen or indigene, crave for peaceful coexistence between the executive arm of government and the legislative arm of government. But this is not forthcoming. And when you look at the situation, the question I've asked is this: who is to make peace with the other? Who is supposed to initiate the peace process? Who is supposed to call parties and say, okay, party A and party B, you have been on this a very long time, but this is not yielding results, that's not helping us. Like if you look at what Abdallah Öcalan, the Turkish foremost PKK leader, he said that for 10 decades or whatever, wars have been fought. But as it is right now with the PKK, that they are tired of using the arms of war to see if they can get what they want. That it has not worked so far. So that it is now time for ideas, to rule so that peace will reign finally. So in this situation now, when you say putting the cart before the horse, I think it's a situation it's just akin to what is happening right now. For instance, I don't even know where the governor of Rivers State is right now. I don't even know where his commissioners are. I don't even know where his essays are. I don't even know what is happening in their camp. Now the legislature, they have gone to the UK for their own retreat, and we are discussing it at this point in time. No effort is being made by any of the parties to say, okay, come on, can we do something outside the box and see if we can reconcile? So who is going to be the biggest loser? The Rivers people will be the biggest loser, because what is going to happen is that if by the end of 6 months they are not able to reconcile positions, automatically the president will still extend, the emergency rule in Rivers State. So I call on the people and call on the elders, Rivers elders, political titans in Rivers State, who are political, who are not compromised, who have not been compromised, to see if they can, bridge the gap and bring these two parties together to see there will be amicable settlement of the issues at hand. I know that the issues are world gulf that is between the two of them based on the issues at hand, but there's no, the solution of this situation without solution. There must be a solution to this, and I believe they have to draw from it.